Hello, and welcome back to Growing Your Savings Using Blue Chip Stocks. It's week 2, January 31st. Let's check in and see how our stocks did this week. We're following one listing of Canadian stocks listed on the TSX and one listing of US stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. I'm updating prices weekly and you can see how they grow. Checking in with my 4 fantasy portfolios and the Canadian exchange. The $5,000 portfolio is steady at 0% on the year, up from minus 3% last week. The $10,000 portfolio is up 1% on the year, up from minus 2% last week. $25,000 portfolio is down 1% on the year, which is up from minus 4% last week. And the $100,000 portfolio is down 1%, which is up from minus 4% last week. All 4 portfolios did really well this first month of the year. Each portfolio is also going to show you the dividend payout so you can see how the stock market pays you. Things to remember though, the prices on the stock market will go up and down with the economy and world events. With blue chip stocks, the dividends are fairly secure. They will pay out at the same rate no matter the value of the stock. Dividends can be used to buy more stock, and dividing your money evenly into each of the 5 sectors shown will create a stable portfolio. When one commodity goes down, the others tend to go up. So when the market takes a tumble, and it will take a tumble just like it did last week, this is when you want to buy. Either add cash or reinvest your dividends. Just a small disclaimer that this is for information purposes only, and I take no responsibility for any gains or losses you experience in the market. So let's check our portfolios now. In the Canadian listing of stocks, you'll see that this week we have turned more green, which means we've got some good gains. I point out a few. In Colliers International, last week was $174.08, and it jumped up to $185.46 this week. It's now already up 7% on the year. Twilio, which is a software company, was $187.28 last week, and it's jumped up to $202.97 this week. Still down 3% from the beginning of the year, but definitely trending in the right direction. So we've got a total down here of minus 1% in the whole overall Canadian portfolio. Checking the US portfolio, we've got some green. It's starting to come back. It's going up. We've got more green now than we did last week. Some special ones to look at here. We'll start from the bottom. It's PayPal was 158.47 last week, has jumped back to 170.78 this week. Still down 2% on the year from the beginning price of 174.46, but obviously trending up, and that was a big jump this week. You would have made a little bit of money had you invested into PayPal last week. So we've got 3 consumer goods ones here that have done quite well. McKesson is up 1% on the year. It was $244 last week. It's jumped up to $256.01 this week. McDonald's was $250.48 last week, has jumped up to $258.45 this week. And McCormick was $92.91 last week, up to $100.12. All 3 of those have gains on the year. And we also have one to look at here. Microsoft was $290 last week, has jumped up to $308. It's up 2% on the year, where we started at $302. And Apple jumped from $159.32 to $173.71. And Adobe went from $502.99 last week to $529.91 this week, which is an overall 3% rise from the beginning of the year for Adobe. So let's get into our fantasy portfolios now. We've got the $5,000 portfolio is holding steady at a 0% increase, but or a 0% rise. It actually has increased because on the beginning of the year when we first started tracking, it was $5,083. dropped down to $49.10 last week, and it has now gained $186 up to $5,096 this week. So here we have January 31st. These are the current prices of the 5 stocks that we are following and the value of them. So we have the resources and commodities and utilities are showing a nice gain, and we're not doing too badly in consumer goods and finance. We've got Canadian Tire is holding steady at 0%. Bank of Nova Scotia is down just a little bit at 1%, and CP Rail is down 4%. Good time to buy CP Rail though, because it is going to go up. Taking a look at the dividend income for the $5,000 portfolio, in a small portfolio like this, the total annual dividend is $185.52. So let's take a look at the $10,000 portfolio. We are showing an increase of 1% on the year so far. We started off at $10,079, dropped off a little bit last week at $9,836, and it has now rebounded to $10,165, a total gain of $329 from last week to this week. Great showing for our $10,000 portfolio there. The dividend income for the $10,000 portfolio is a total of $336.74 on the year. Don't forget that that money you are going to reinvest into your portfolio to make it grow. Let's take a look at the $25,000 portfolio. We're only down a small percentage, minus 1% on the year. The original investment was $24,860. We're currently sitting at $24,560. Down 1%. However, it's up from last week. We were $23,870, so we've got a gain of $690 from last week to this week. The dividend payouts for the $25,000 portfolio are $699.28 per year. So we're going to take a look at the $100,000 portfolio right now. And that is, we have invested in every single stock on the Canadian listing that we're following. So we're going to go down a bit. We are down 1% overall on the year. The original investment was $99,981. We dropped off to $96,036 last week with all the profit sharing that was going on, and we had a little bit of a wild roller coaster last week on the stock market. However, this week it has rebounded back to $99,343, so an actual gain of $3,307 from last week. So had you actually bought in and followed this exact portfolio last week, you would have realized a gain of $3,300. So the dividend income for the $100,000 portfolio pays out $2,326.17 a year. So that's what we're looking at this week. I hope you will join me next week when I update again and we see how the blue chip stocks can grow your savings. Thanks for joining me this week, and I hope to connect with you next week.